G'day cappers, welcome back to another episode here of Golfing with Gogster. It is last couple weeks here guys in the PGA. Just finished our last major, if you guys saw that one. Xander. Unfortunately I was actually on the golf course 2 days in a row this weekend, so I didn't get to see Xander do what he did, but you're not surprised. A course like this, guys, a major, it's going to be someone that steals it. Guys like Horschel, they're just trying to hold on to the lead. Henley, Burns, they're just trying to hold on. Where guys like Xander, really, Scheffler was there too, but Xander just said, "Listen, guys, I won the PGA Championship just a couple months ago. Move aside here. Let me take this." And that's what he did. Just confident golfer right now, looking like Scheffler, looking like even Cantlay a couple years ago during the playoffs. Some golfers, guys, when they're playing well, you just keep backing them until they're not. So congratulations to Xander. With that being said, let's keep the action going here, guys. We're going from across the pond over there in Scotland to Blaine, Minnesota. Blaine, Minnesota, and just a crazy story for you guys. Barracuda Championship was over in Nevada. I really believe it was in Reno. And Wesley Bryan, his flight from Salt Lake to old Minnesota got delayed till Wednesday. So the guy ended up driving, I think it was like 15 hours throughout the night last night to Blaine, Minnesota. Got to see how he's doing. But yeah, you're getting everybody and anybody this week. You're not getting a lot of the big names like Xander, Scheffler. They're all staying pretty much over across the pond because the Olympics, guys, it's I think it's tomorrow. It starts on the Wednesday, the 24th. But golf is going to be starting up the following week on the 1st, playing in France. So a lot of the big names are going to still be over there, where the grinders on the PGA Tour, the guys that are trying to make the top 70 for the playoffs, which start in about 2-3 weeks here, guys. Those are going to be the guys we're going to really dive deep into. And I got a good feel this week. We got a lot of picks, a lot of outrights, a lot of first-round leaders, some top 20, a lot of top 20s as well, ties included. And then I'll have my 18 holes and 72-hole matchup bets out tomorrow there for you guys. Going to wait on the 18 holes because let's get into it right now. The weather is going to be a big factor at this course. I was just playing actually on the weekend, and the wind picked up in the back nine and turned into kind of a link style as well. I could not control the ball to save my life. So obviously these guys are 10 times better than me, but when you have wind in golf, it starts becoming a little more frustrating. So here's the update I have here, guys. 17, well, I have it unfortunately in Celsius, but it's going to be about 17 Celsius. So that's around 70, I believe, Fahrenheit. 9-kilometer winds. The winds are going to be pretty much, let me just say it universal for you guys. The winds are going to be light, cooler in the morning on Tuesday. Ideal conditions. 26, going to warm up a bit. That's not a problem. No rain either, guys. But 14-kilometer winds, which is a little bit more. It's going to really be the Friday. So the guys that are playing late, early, the early time Friday, you're dealing with 23 click winds. So you're not going to really be able to escape the wind. Where the guys on Tuesday you're playing early, you're going to play late Friday, they're going to have 24 as well. So the wind's going to be pretty much neutralized Friday. But on Thursday, if you can get out early, you're going to be able to pretty much, I think you're going to be able to go lower than the guys that are going in the afternoon. So take a look, guys, at the tee times that are coming out. They should be out soon. I'll tweet out my matchup bets for those coming up. But just something to keep in mind, guys, for first-round leaders. Look for the guys that are going out early on Thursday. And then it's going to really heat up, too, up to 33 Celsius, which is close to 90, if not above 90 Fahrenheit for you guys. And then 33 clicks, which is, I believe, over 20-mile-an-hour winds. So you're going to have a lot of winds on the afternoon, or on the weekend here, guys. And this track, it yields lost shots off the tee. You can really make double bogeys just off the tee, guys. There's so much miss. I was talking to a guy on Twitter there, and he was saying, 2, 17, and 18, you really, if you're missing the fairway, there's just so much if it's the rough, water, whatever it may be, a lot of lost balls happen on this course, so you're going to need that good driving percentage. That's going to be a stat I'm going to get into for you guys. Then the other one I think here, it's not a short track. It's par 71, 7,431 yards. About average, a little closer to the longer side, I would say. But yeah, you're going to want that bogey avoidance here. Good driving percentage is key. If you're in the rough, these championship courses, guys, all of them are championship, but you have to hit the fairway. It's just, if you're in the fairways, you're going to have a good chance to make your birdies. And if you're not, you're going to be scrambling for your pars for the most part. Hard to control the spin, right? But yeah, let's go over some stats for you guys here. Average, let me just get the filters on here. Takes a little bit for the filters here to make it happen. Ah, jeez. Bear with me here, guys. Let's get the filters all the way down. There we go. And then click that. Okay. Let's get this in order. So here, actually, let's start with the guys I'm fading. Last 20 rounds in this event, guys. The worst golfers I have here in the last 20 rounds. K.H. Lee, just not playing well. Taylor Moore. Grayson Sigg, but he seems to really like this track. Sam Ryder, Nate Lashley, and then Justin Lauer, all kind of struggling at this time. Golfers that are playing really well right now. Tony Finau, one of the big names in this event this week. Tony Finau, 2.13 strokes gained in the last 20 rounds. Next closest is 1.64 Ashke Bhatia. Sam Burns, Billy Horschel, Taylor Pendrith, Rico Hoye, who's more of a Corn Ferry guy, Sam Stevens, Eric Van Rooyen, Patrick Fishburne, Maverick McNeely, and Ben Silverman. So we've got a couple names you don't usually hear. Old Fishburne, Silverman, Rico Hoye. Yeah, it's going to be a fun week at that old Blaine 3M, Minnesota. TPC Twin Cities. TPC courses, too. They play a lot of them all year. So I would say course comparison at TPCs can come into play. So if you want to look at any TPC tracks, more so ones up in the Northeast, more so in the Midwest, that's what I would go towards. But for the most part, easy scoring. You're going to see it around minus 15 to 25. But with this wind, I'd say it's going to be closer to probably 15 to 20. Bit of Florida vibes here. Kind of a dog, not so much dog, like more parkland, tree-lined. But then some holes do open up. Like I said, 13 water is going to be very thick too. So it's going to be, they need to hit the fairway. So without going on too much more about needing to hit the fairway, let's look at the good drive percentages. I think this is going to be key. Number one, I said it, guys. Grayson Sigg isn't playing well, but he is 5th in this field for good drive percentage. Patrick Fishburne is another one. Carson Young, Patton Kazire, Chan Kim, Ben Silverman, all the who's who. Nate Lashley, Dougie Gim, Sam Ryder, Joel Damon, and Ben Coles are all going around at the top 20 in good driving percentage. And then with a good drive percentage, if you can also avoid making bogeys at these tracks, then I think you're going to be in the mix all weekend long. So I'm trying to simplify it a bit this week, guys. We got a couple more stats I'm looking at, but good drive and bogey avoidance I think are going to be key this week. So who's number one bogey avoidance? Ben Silverman again. You guys can imagine I am going to have him on my card. A Canadian too. Ben Silverman playing quite well. 3rd in bogey avoidance, 15th in good driving percentage. In a weak field, he should be there. Number 2, 7th in good drive, 7th in bogey avoidance. That's old Patty Fishburne. These guys are at high prices too. I'll get into the picks here shortly, guys. Doug Gim is going to be 3rd. Grayson Sigg again. Andrew Putnam, Chan Kim, Andrew Novak, Sam Stevens, Billy Horschel, Keith Mitchell, and Kevin Yu are going to round up the top 30 in bogey avoidance. So yeah, guys, right there's some names that I've already said twice there. One of them being, like I said, Ben Silverman, Fishburne. I like Novak, Stevens as well. Billy Horschel, I'm gonna fade him just this week, coming off that big high. Even though he is playing in a weaker field, I think there's some other golfers that are gonna be a little more ripe too. Also, the price 27 to 1. We can get a lot better this week. Keith Mitchell, I think he's gonna do well this week. I think his off the tee. He's gained 0.44 strokes last 20 rounds, 40th in good drive. Here's the stats I haven't brought up yet, but I am now here. 150 to 200, guys. That's going to be the key shots gained from your second shot approach, right? But 150 to 200. So what's Keith Mitchell do? 0.045. That's next to McNeely. That's pretty much the top in this field. So if he has a hot putter this week, and it's for the most part, team no putt is in effect. So Keith Mitchell, guys, don't sleep on old Keith this week. One of the best from that shots gained from 150 to 200. I'll list off a couple more that I have here. Kevin Yu, 0.53. He's actually number 1. Keith Mitchell, Eric Van Rooyen, Doug Gim, Joel Damon, Lee Hodges, Andrew Novak, Grayson Sigg, and Ben Silverman all do gain more strokes. Strokes gained is in the plus for those golfers there. And then from the rough, if you're in the rough here, it's you need to have that. So pretty much this is what I'm going to say, guys. If you're in the rough, if you have a good shots gained out of the rough, you got all the good drive, the bogey avoidance, the shots gained from 150 to 200. If you got the shots gained from 150 out of the rough, you're gonna pretty much. I give a good confidence you're gonna save par. If you don't have that 150 out of the rough, you're gonna really be in trouble trying to pretty much get your third shot on the green. That's what that tells me. So a golfer that checked a lot of boxes this week, guys, but his shots gained out of the rough is a little bit. It could be better. That's Sam Stevens. Sam Stevens checks a lot of boxes. He's playing well. 46 good drive, 16th bogey avoidance. It's just his shots gained this year. That's this year too, guys, 2024. He's minus 0.004 and then minus 0.67 out of the rough. So if he does get in the rough, I'm a little more worried than I would be with, say, Erik van Rooyen. Let's get into this guy. This is probably my favorite golfer this week, guys. He's 45 to 1. Last 20 rounds gained 0.86 strokes on the field. He's 49th in good drive, 34th in bogey avoidance. But this is the key stat I find. He's got all those, the bogey avoidance, the good drive, the last 20 rounds are all above average, I would say. And then when you're looking at his shots gained and shots gained from 150 to 200 and 150 out of the rough, he thrives. If anything, he's just behind Sig and Lee Hodges. But Sig, he hasn't been playing well in his last 20 rounds. Lee Hodges is kind of the same thing, and his good drive percentage is not nearly. It's 83rd compared to 49th for Erik van Rooyen. So Van Rooyen, guys, he's also going for the President's Cup team up here in Canada, which starts in I think it's September time over in Quebec. It should Van Rooyen, guys, he really wants to kind of get there. And I just want to bring up too, where does he sit in the standings here? Because we're getting into the crunch time. There's only a couple more events, guys, and then that's, if you're not in the top 70, you're not making the playoffs. If you're not in the top 125, I believe it's still top 125, you move to the Corn Ferry Tour as well. So there's a lot of these lower names. Expect them to start showing up. This happens in golf all the time. So Van Rooyen, more of a household name. He's sitting 56, so he is going to be in the St. Jude Classic in a couple weeks. But in this field, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this one. Erik van Rooyen, fellow Erickman. Everything checks the boxes for me. So 45 to 1 on EVR this week, guys. We're also going to take him first round leader. That's going to be 50 to 1, and then top 20 with ties plus 187 on old EVR this week. Let's get into another golfer I like. I got quite a bit, so I'm going to start speeding it up here for you guys. Keith Mitchell. I brought up Keith Mitchell. Just a weaker field and a guy that's he can. It's just the putter. It's just the putter. I really like his good drive. I like his bogey avoidance. He's playing decent golf. He thrives from the 150 to 200 shots gained for his second shots. It's really just going to be his putter. If he has a hot putter, I think he can win this by 2 or 3, to be honest. So Keith Mitchell, odds are a little bit lower than I'd like, but 32 to 1 is going to be the lowest we had this week. A lot of bombs. 32 to 1 on Keith Mitchell, 45 to 1 on Keith for first round leader. I'll start moving downward from top to bottom here. Next golfer, we're going to do first round leader here with this guy, Tom Hoge. I don't think Tommy's going to win, but he is from this area. He's a shots gained monster when it comes to approach. Also a Minnesota native. Do I got to say more right there, guys? It's a weaker field too. Tom Hoge, let me just see here, 30 to 1. Not going to take him outright. His bogey avoidance is 73rd. Could be a little bit better, but we all know his approach is one of the best in the PGA Tour, and with a weaker field, he should more likely than not still be in the top 20 there. So I do also have him in the top 20, I believe. Yes, plus 150 with ties for Tom Hoge, and first round leader 45 to 1 on old Hoagie sandwich. Next golfer here, let's go to outrights. We have this guy both outright, first round leader, and top 20. That's going to be Chan Kim. Chan Kim hits a really long ball, guys, off the tee. That's going to help him, I think, for his second shots. He's not going to have those longer irons in. Now, he does pretty much 0 strokes gained this year from 150 to 200. He's on the negative, but he doesn't gain a whole lot. With that being said, guys, his ball striking is unbelievable. 14th in good drive percentage, and then 13th in bogey avoidance. And he actually gains more strokes out of the rough from 150 than he does from the fairway from 150 to 200. So that's a sign he's going to be able to, if he's in any trouble, he's going to avoid the bogeys this week, which it's just going to come down to, I guess, his putter, which a lot of these guys is going to come down to their putter. But Chan Kim, not a household name, but this is the kind of tournament he is going to show up for. Let's just see where Chan Kim is. He's sitting 97th, so he's not in the top 70. He has a good reason to play well here in a weaker field. So let's rock with old Chan Kim here. 60 to 1 outright, and what do we got him? 60 to 1 first round leader. Next one's going to be Ben Silverman, Canadian. I don't think I've ever taken Ben Silverman in my day, but if there's a time to take Ben Silverman, it's now. He's playing really good golf right now. Like I said, his good drive percentage was, where was he? 15th in good drive percentage, and then 3rd in bogey avoidance. Are you kidding me? That's exactly what I want. He's gaining 0.75 strokes in his last 20. That's in the top 15 in this field, and he's 80 to 1. 80 to 1, just because it's old Ben Silverman. No one knows about him, Canadian kid. Again, President's Cup. If this guy does really well, I know it's a bit of a long shot, but if he wins, or at least finishes like in the top 5, top 3, and kind of continues this momentum going, you got to take the best golfers. And if he's playing well, Ben Silverman sounds crazy, but he could be on the President's Cup team. It all just depends on how you're playing, really, right? So look at Ricky. Ricky was nowhere to be found, and he was playing well. They took him over to the Ryder Cup. So Silverman, don't sleep on him this week. 100th in the FedEx Cup. He checks a lot of boxes this week, and also strokes gained from that 150, 200 in the rough. He's in the plus in both. So Ben Silverman, guys, is alive this week. 80 to 1 for outright, and then 70 to 1 first round leader, and plus 300 for a top 20. I really like that top 20 bet for old Benny Silverman. Next one's going to be Andrew Novak, a guy that doesn't hit the ball that far, but he's probably one of the better putters, I believe, in this tournament. Let's just see, how has he been doing lately? Our guy Novak, plus 0.65 strokes. He's gaining, which I like to see. 60-second good drive. Only issue would be from the rough. He kind of does, if he's starting to miss his drives here, he's going to be in trouble, because he's minus 0.57 strokes gained from the rough from 150 out. But 15th in bogey avoidance, that's his hot putter. I think this guy's got a shot, guys. He's 80 to 1 first round leader. Don't be surprised if he leads after the first round as well. 70 to 1 first round. And then outright on Novak's going to be 80 to 1. A lot of bombs. Just literally sprinkle some McDonald's money, wherever it is, Starbucks money on these. They'll be paying out hundreds. So that's what we're going to be doing this week. Next golfer on the card is going to be Patrick Fishburne. Is it Fishburne? It is. Don't burn the fish. Patrick is cooking it. 0.85 strokes on the last 20 rounds. He's 7th in good drive, 7th in bogey avoidance, as I was saying. It's just the 150 to 200 strokes gained. Could be a little bit better, but from the rough, he's better from the rough than he is from the fairway. That's good to see, but I would expect those numbers from the fairway to only go up, if anything. So Patrick Fishburne, don't sleep on him this week. When he wins, we'll be saying who? And oh yeah, Gogster, that old Fishburne, burn the fish. Yeah, we're going with Patrick this week here, guys. Let's stop with the bad jokes. 85 to 1 outright, and then we got him at 80 to 1 first round leader, and plus 300 for a top 20 on old Patrick Fishburne. Where is Fish? And he's 117th. Again, a guy that needs to start climbing the leaderboards if he wants to keep his tour. Well, he's on the borderline for keeping the tour card. I believe still 125. He's sitting 117. So this guy's gonna have a good week, in my opinion. Next golfer we have here, a couple more to close out the show. Dougie Gim. Dougie Gim, just a ball striking machine. A lot of people, they're saying they're models. Everyone's going to have Doug Gim this week. Let me just see. Gim Reaper. Yeah, it's just he hasn't been playing that well in his last few rounds. 0.23, but in a weaker field where he's got 17th good drive, he's 9th in bogey avoidance, and he thrives from 150 to 200 in the fairway. It's just going to come down to that putter. And the smaller the greens as a guy that didn't putt very well, the smaller the greens for guys like Doug Gim, Corey Connors, the better, because you're going to avoid these 3 putts. Trying to leg these long 30, 40, 50 footers on big greens are tough for guys that don't putt well. But smaller greens, which I want to say they're smaller, I can't confirm that. But the smaller greens are where I believe Doug Gim is going to thrive here. It's just that hot putter. I think he's going to be all right. At 85 to 1, guys, it's not 85 to 1. Let me just double check that for you. It is, 85 to 1. Outright on Doug Gim. Again, sprinkle a couple bucks, pay hundreds. And then 80 to 1 first round leader for Doug Gim, plus 260 as well. Top 20 on old Gim Reaper. A couple more here, guys. We're going a little later than I wanted to, but it's always fun talking 3M Open. Next week, we have the Olympics. Stay tuned for that, guys. And then I believe it's the Wyndham Championship, and then we're getting into the playoffs. So golf is starting to pick up. Then we'll have college football back, NFL, all that good stuff. Kevin Yu, guys. Kevin Yu. This is a golfer who loves to hit the ball far off the tee, and I think that's going to help him here. Now, can he keep the ball in play? That's going to be the big issue, I think, with Kevin Yu. His good drive percentage is 49th. Or no, sorry, 91st. That is exactly it. It's going to come down to when he misses the fairway, how's he going to do? Get this. 0.48 strokes gained from the rough from 150 out. That is quite strong. That is quite strong, guys. And then plus 0.53 from 150 to 200. So, and then he's 31st in bogey avoidance. This is a guy that doesn't mind getting into a little bit of trouble. I think he will actually be okay out of the rough, or at least it shows from the numbers that he will be able to hack it out and make more pars than maybe the rest of the field if they do miss the fairway, because, like I said, thick rough, It's just night and day from fairway to rough. Golf courses like this. So Kevin, you guys don't sleep on him this week. 90-1 outright, a lot of bombs. 80-1 first round leader, and then plus 260 top 20. Two more for you guys. Andrew Putnam, taking him a lot, but this is the kind of track where he likes to show up. It's going to be bentgrass style greens. Guy from the Seattle area. It's just going to come down to his good drive percentage, in my opinion. Or no, sorry, not his good drive percentage. He's 33rd in good drive percentage, 12th in bogey avoidance. And then he gains strokes from the rough from 150 out. It's going to be 150 to 200 fairway second shot. He is minus 0.12. Could be a little bit better. If he's going to be hitting a lot of greens, in my opinion, Andrew Putnam, yeah, he's lost a bit of strokes in his last 20 rounds, but in a weaker field like this, a birdie fest, I think Putnam can show up at 120-1. It's worth sprinkling on. Even in like DFS, that's quite a long number on Putnam in a field this week. So 120, 120-1 on Andrew Putnam outright, and then 100-1 on him first round leader, plus 350 for top 20. That's ties included. I think that is very live. The last golfer on the card, I brought him up earlier, guys. He has lost strokes, 0.71. That's Grayson Cigarette. Sorry, not Cigarette. Sig. Love you, Sig. He's 5th in good drive. He's 11th in bogey avoidance, and he's the best in the field from being in the rough from 150 out. This is a guy that's going to be there despite his, he's lost strokes. That just tells me the horses for courses, right? The last, 20 courses he's played, been a lot of majors, tough tracks too. He just hasn't thrived in. But a course like this, a field like this, Grayson Sig, get this, 200-1. 200-1 on Siggy. Throw him in there, guys. And then first round leader as well, 140-1. And then top 20 is going to be plus 500 on Grayson Sig. That's going to be all the pick. Oh, Rico Hoy. A couple more first round leaders for you guys. Rico Hoy, I'm taking him and Sam Stevens. First round leader 60-1 and 70-1. Top 20s on Rico's 240 and Stevens is 220 as well. Golfers that I don't know, honestly, enough about Rico. I just seen he has been climbing the leaderboards. Our guy Cam Stewart as well. He had Rico last week, which he was there. Yeah, really good. 23rd in a good drive. Just he is 90. What is he here? 96th in bogey avoidance. So looks like his. But it is team no putt this week. So we'll see what happens with his putter. But I think Rico can come out hot. 71 first round leader, and then also Sam Steves. With his week, I think he's the worst in this field. At least bottom 10 from the rough. 150 out. I think that's going to hurt him as the tournament goes on. But first round leader, very well could happen on our guy Sam Stevens. That's going to be the show, guys. I'm going to have some, like I said, first round, or no, matchup bets, 18 hole and 72 hole coming out tomorrow. I'm going to tweet out all those outrights, first round leaders, top 20s I just listed off on my Twitter, guys. Gogster99. Check that out. We got golf action every week for you. Book of Knowledge coming out tonight, later today, so you guys can see all the picks. And until then, guys, be good. Cash those tickets, and we'll see you next week for the Olympic coverage over in France, guys. Be good. Cash those tickets, as I said, and we'll see you soon. Bye.